Here's a list of aspects of Chinese culture that might be challenging for Americans to understand. Collectivism. Chinese culture places a strong emphasis on the group, family, and community over the individual. Decisions are often made with the well-being of the group in mind, which can contrast with the American focus on individualism and personal freedom. Indirect communication. In Chinese culture, people often communicate in a more indirect and subtle manner to avoid conflict and maintain harmony. This can be confusing for Americans, who are generally accustomed to direct and straightforward communication. Face, Mianzi. The concept of face is very important in Chinese culture, referring to one's reputation, dignity, and social standing. Avoiding embarrassment or loss of face, both for oneself and others, is crucial. This can lead to behaviors that seem overly polite or evasive to Americans. Importance of hierarchy. Chinese society traditionally values respect for authority and hierarchy, both in the family and in the workplace. This can be difficult for Americans to understand, as they often value egalitarianism and informal relationships. Guanxi, relationships, connections. Guanxi refers to the network of relationships and social connections that play a significant role in business and personal interactions in China. Americans may find it difficult to understand how much weight is placed on building and maintaining these relationships compared to the more transactional nature of relationships in the U.S. Modesty and humility. In Chinese culture, modesty and humility are highly valued traits. People may downplay their achievements or defer praise, which can be misinterpreted by Americans, who are more used to self-promotion and assertiveness. Family obligation. The sense of duty and responsibility to one's family is very strong in Chinese culture. Children are expected to care for their aging parents, and family decisions are often made collectively. This contrasts with the more individualistic approach to family life in American culture. Education and academic pressure. Education is highly prioritized in Chinese culture, with a strong emphasis on academic achievement and hard work. This often results in intense pressure on students, which can be hard for Americans to understand, especially given the different educational approaches and attitudes towards work-life balance. Respect for elders. In Chinese culture, showing respect for elders is a fundamental value. This is reflected in everyday behavior, such as using honorifics, deferring to the opinions of older family members, and caring for them in old age. Americans, who often emphasize youth and independence, may find this level of deference unusual. Traditional medicine and practices. Traditional Chinese medicine, including practices like acupuncture, herbal remedies, and dietary therapy, plays a significant role in Chinese healthcare. Americans, who are more accustomed to Western medicine, might find these practices unfamiliar or difficult to understand. Superstitions and symbolism. Chinese culture is rich in symbolism and superstitions, such as the significance of numbers, colors, and certain rituals. For example, the number 8 is considered very lucky, while 4 is associated with bad luck because it sounds like the word for death. These beliefs might be perplexing to Americans, who may not place as much importance on such symbols. Festivals and customs. Chinese festivals like the Lunar New Year, Mid-Autumn Festival, and Dragon Boat Festival are steeped in tradition, with specific customs, foods, and rituals. Americans might find the emphasis on these traditions and the specific ways they are celebrated unfamiliar. These cultural differences can lead to misunderstandings, but they also offer opportunities for mutual learning and appreciation.